What's up, YouTube? Just gonna go over a couple of things that I'm not too impressed with from the factory. Car is brand new, it's got 15 kilometers on her, and here we go. So the first thing is this line. You can see the line looks pretty good now. When I got it from the factory, it was at least a 1/4 inch out at the bottom, meaning I had to actually repair it myself, which is not a big deal, but it shouldn't come from the factory like that. Second issue, which is the actual major issue that you cannot repair, is this. That should not happen. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty clear, but that is about 1/8 of an inch. Now I work with metal, I've been doing it, have a machine shop, welding, CNC brakes. If you can tell, you can see that that right there is just missed on the die, on the forming die when they press this out. So if you see that little line right there, that should be formed in, and it's not, which gives you that step, which is, in my opinion, in 2019, completely unacceptable, and there's really nothing I can do about it because it is attached to the panel that does not move. Unfortunately, like the hood, where you can actually adjust it, this you cannot. If you go around to this side here, sorry about that, it lines up pretty good. So there is really no correcting that. Again, it's this area right here. When they pressed it and when they formed it, they were just way off. It hung off the die and it didn't form this part, which gives you that step. Third thing, not such a big deal. If you look at the trunk line, it's not so bad there. You get down to here, I'm gonna ballpark it, I'm gonna say it's about 1/8, and now I'm nitpicking. It's about 1/8 to maybe, 1/4 inch. If you look at this side, it's nice and tight all the way up. Now normally this wouldn't be such a big issue. I would just shim the trunk over a little bit, but you can see how tight this line actually is. I can't shim the hood, or the trunk over that much more, so if not, it's going to start hitting right here, and it's going to end up chipping the paint. So I'm kind of stuck with that gap. There's really not much I can do about it. I'm not going to start to shim the taillight over to try and close the gap. There's really not much I can do. And again, in 2019, shit like this shouldn't happen. Especially quote unquote built in the USA. It really doesn't have that same effect that it did maybe 20, 30 years ago. These things are fucking mass produced. And it's basically make them as fast as you can and throw them out the door. Other than that, it's not too bad. But the problem is that you see the defects that you can actually see. Can you imagine the stuff that you don't see? Yeah, that's a little alarming. Little issue here too. That's not so bad. I can fix that. The hood's not as flush as I'd like it to be, but I can adjust that. Just like how I adjust this panel. This panel, actually, I had to remove the bolts along here, push the panel in, retighten the bolts. It gives me a good... my flash just died because my phone's dying. So anyways, just a couple little beefs that I have with the car. Like I said, nothing major other than that 1/4 panel. Very disappointing. Not much I can do about it. And hopefully the springtime will come soon so I can actually make some videos of this car on the road. All right, peace out.